Hello,
How would you
everybody,
ban
and
after that
welcome.
last game, Princess?
No! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 13. You can't interrupt me this time. I won't allow it. Hello, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 13, Week 6. We got DaBush
Hello.
to 911. We got Epstein didn't nerf himself. We got Randy. We got Princess. And hopefully this week, we're not recording every game at 5 a.m., so you should be seeing some Ocelot this week. So, look forward to that.
It's like I said, Princess, you're a captain. What do you ban after that last game? What are the respect bans going to?
I really don't think you need to change your first phase bans. Okay,
No, I don't think there is. I don't think the respect bans. Like the Night Stalker, sure, I'll do okay with the Vex Night Stalker, just on the grounds that the Vex Night Stalker ban is probably already on the short list of first rounds. But like, I don't think respect ban's the way to go. I don't think this game, like the last game, and this is unusual for EDNH, I don't think the last game was won or lost based on picks. I think it was won and lost based on play.
I do too. I think they won the draft, but they just kind of they had lost all their lanes and they just were through in a corner and were on their heels the entire second the rest of the game after the lanes.
Never felt like they were in control. Yeah.
Lambert, I see.
They weren't making any moves. They were reacting.
Lambert, I see you didn't watch to the end of the cast for your team this week, or you probably wouldn't be asking to join our cast.
Lambert wants to join that.
Yeah, he was like, yo, can I join game 2? And I was like, we got Princess, homeboy, don't worry. I don't think he'd be asking if he got to the end and heard me swearing at him very loudly.
Maybe it's fun.
And apparently, as I've heard, Kid Dynamite said way worse things anyway. So fuck Kid Dynamite.
Yeah, that's true.
All my homies.
What
say
did KD say?
Unkind things that will not be repeated on air.
About whom?
Me.
Anyway, on to the game. We got a DK.
Yep, Ogre Magi Dragon Knight. It's, I'm not usually a fan of Dragon Knight. I feel like, if you want to use the word overrated, I think the reason Dragon Knight is finding some more success is less because he's like a great hero or anything, and I think it's more because he's a big comfort hero for a lot of very good players, and whenever they feel like they can run him, they run him. And whenever you got good players running him, people are going to follow, right? But even with that being said, he's definitely not so garbage that he's just always useless. You gotta have a good comp around him, and you gotta ban around him well. The Ogre Magi with the Dragon Knight, I think, is very good.
I think DK with a good early game into Blink Shard can get solo kills on supports pretty easy if they're out of position. So I think that's really nice for it, and I also think it helps pressure towers really. However, if its lane doesn't go very well, it kind of feels pretty bad for a good chunk of the game.
Yep,
and I think against the Fierce Shaman, it's gonna have a really rough lane.
Right.
Radiant team back. Dire team back.
The good news is that it gets easier for Dragon Knight the longer it goes on. If he can not take very early spills, and he's going to be in danger of taking early spills, if he can not take those really early spills, he's going to be in a much better state. But if he does just kind of die 2 or 3 times before he maxes into passive, then yeah, it's gonna be really bad. He has to play it carefully, which is not something you often want to do laning as Dragon Knight, but it's just the case. He's gonna have to take it carefully. He's gonna have to acknowledge that his Dragon Breath is not really gonna serve him anything here in particular. If I'm Dragon Knight this game and I'm seeing that as my safe lane, I actually don't level it. I actually just go all in on E and stun. Because what does it matter if you knock out Ursa's base? Yeah. If you knock out Ursa's base damage, if he just gets more off of you anyway, and you're certainly not going to get any kills. So.
5 seconds remaining.
What Vex hero are we going to see here? They banned out the Mars. They banned out the Night Stalker. Is it Sand King? Is that the only other real Vex hero?
Could be a Sand King, yeah.
Could be. Sand King, I wouldn't say a shadow of his former self, but certainly back down more to the balanced side of the equation now.
We'll definitely see. Vex, very deep pool.
Oh, by the way, we had a special request in chat. I actually read it, but I got caught up with something else. We got a special request in the chat. Cranberry Sprite asks, "Can I get a Ligma Balls?" To that, I can only ask you one thing: who's Steve Jobs?
Good question.
Radiant
I like the
team
Veno here. Ursa, goddamn hates. What? Oh no, baby. Don't do
Okay,
this to me.
it's Vex CK. Let's go.
That's fine. I'm not gonna flame it. They're probably gonna win. I'm not gonna flame it. They're probably gonna win. But I don't like 3CK.
10 seconds remaining.
You don't like 3CK?
No, I feel like he
I
has.
think-
I feel like as a 3, he has nothing to offer you. He's just a bootleg 1. S3.
I think it was better before they nerfed his shard.
Definitely, yeah.
You get like Aetherlyn shard and you just like kill supports with it. I think a lot of time too people build
CK
it
on
wrong
Dying
and
Lane
it
is
doesn't like they like build it more like a core instead of like the actual offlane build.
Yeah.
Problem
Yeah,
is,
kinda like
I don't
build it.
feel like CK generally is going to get much out of the roster of offlane items. I think the one item that I would describe as a big 3 item that CK could get use out of is the halberd, and even then, it's not going to be used for him. It's going to be used for others. So you are losing a little bit of efficiency there.
I think
CK on Dying
also
is going.
I think the value to CK3 is that you can pick CK early and it's a flex instead of just
Yep.
being like
Radiant
stuck in
team
core in a
banned.
bad carry CK game. Ooh, sniper.
Okay, interesting. I'm not sure how good Sniper is against CK Ursa. I guess.
I
it's
wonder
very
I'm not
hard to-
sure how good he is against the Undying either.
Yeah, I mean, CK Undying is already a super brutal lane that is going to be miserable for whoever has to lane
10
against it.
seconds remaining.
If they go blinks on Shaman Ursa CK, sniper's like really sad this game. I think.
Yeah.
You know
But if
what's
they,
funny?
like,
Doesn't do
If they
anything.
like don't go blink daggers, it's not that bad. I don't think sniper can kind of get away.
The funniest haha here is that I feel like the best possible thing they could actually do is have Sniper be the 1 rather than the 2. Because I feel like he doesn't have anything to fear from the CK
10
Undying lane if he's
seconds
positioning himself even modestly well. Because you're never gonna, even with
5
Reality
seconds
Rift, you're gonna be hard pressed to get into Reality Rift range. You're never gonna be able to just
Radiant
casually
team
drop
back.
Tombstone on him. He's gonna be too far away for you to be casually dropping Decay on, so you can't soften him up. And no clue who's going to be with. I assume it's going to be, looking at it more, I think it's probably going to be Ogre 5 and Veno 4. That's at least how I would do it.
All right, hear me out here. Sniper
10
carry,
seconds
DK mid,
remaining.
Veno offlane, Ogre 5, and if last pick a 4.
You
5
could.
Could be
seconds
good.
remaining.
That could be their. I think that because
Well,
then they'll
what's-
have they
what's
like
the
win
4 you
2
pick?
lanes, they win the side lanes, and then they just, the DK mid just trades.
The big issue is that, like, I feel like if you have that case, then EDNH, like, they super have to win early. If they don't win early, like, to the extent DaBush did last game, basically, I don't think they have a victory condition. I think they just get way outscaled. In particular.
I think Sniper can carry this game, and it's very hard to push into with the Veno as well. So, like you. Go
I don't know. I don't think it. I don't think.
Veno, I think Axe Veno could really just like kill them with
Dire
Sniper.
Bal-
team back.
Baladec has a super good uphill defense team right now.
Right. On one hand, they got a super good uphill defense team, but on the other hand, how much does an uphill defense team matter in the case that, you're not going to outscale anyway? Like, you're not going to be able to turn around unless
10
DaBush
seconds
does
remaining.
really bad, like make some really horrific strategic moves. It's like, yeah, you got a great pushing lineup, but you're not going to be on that
remaining.
half of the river if DaBush is doing their job right.
Radiant team pick.
I also think right now the as opposed to last game, the Baladec team has stuns, and the DaBush team with Manoy, they like to play
Dire team pick.
kind of divey. So they pick a Wind Ranger too last pick. So like these heroes like to like commit really hard, and if they like get out of position or go too far, and their team can't connect with them, they get like DK stunned or Ogre stunned and they die. So I think they have a lot more ways to punish them this time than like
10
last game where they
seconds
like
remaining.
Night Stalker could like just go around and like hit people and back up, and they just like
5
couldn't kill anyone.
seconds
This
remaining.
time I
Right.
think they can. So I think they will get punished a lot more for their playstyle.
By the way, I'd just like to say shoutouts to first-time viewer Peaches. For those of you who are joining us in chat right now, do keep in mind with in accordance with league rules, we are 2 minutes behind. Going the OD again. That's a bit surprising. I don't think anybody would look at the US
So they are
OD
putting
performance
Sniper
last
1.
game.
Okay.
Yep, they are going Sniper 1. I do think that's a better idea. I think he lanes better against CK Undying.
Holy cow!
That's
He's got the
that's a drip.
expensive. He's got the expensive sniper set.
I not only do I think Sniper is going to lane better against it, I think Sniper is a better fit for Blue Jays playstyle anyway. It's gonna be a lot harder for CK Undying to actually get him. Like, if they get him, he's super dead, but it's gonna be so hard for them to get him. They got the Ogre Magi there as well, who's going to be able to be a big wall of meat in the way.
I kind of still like the Baladec team draft. I think the Manoy team really needs like BKBs, like desperately. Otherwise, their fights are very hard for them. But once they do have BKBs, like they hit the 3 BKB timing, I think they're just gonna be able to like take over. So it's gonna be that a 3 BKB timing in the first Roche is gonna be really important for them to win.
Right. Yeah, this is actually, I think this is a scenario, especially with the way the cookie crumbled to follow. Like, I'm already not a fan of 3CK, but I feel like a more conventional pause 3 in this game actually just does them a world of good. Like, if you got somebody who can, because I don't think, I'm a 3-player, Princess, you're a 3-player, you can back me up on this, or not back me up if you want. I don't think there's really an offlane that's going to like to see Sniper. I think if you're offlane against Sniper, like, the best you're going to do in most situations is just kind of, unless he is positioning himself very poorly, and you can capitalize on that, don't get me wrong. You can capitalize if he's putting himself out of place. But for the most part, most threes are going to have trouble actually getting to Sniper, especially through a support, just with that massive range, right?
Yeah, I think the big thing about laning against the Sniper as the offlaner is like the heroes like that will lane well against are gonna be like your Mars Centaur, who have good base damage, so they can last hit easily against him. But they also have ways to like mitigate the damage and harass that's gonna come up from the Sniper.
Yeah, that's a super big thing.
I think this lane they have kind of lots of problems of like being able to like harass the Sniper at all. So he'll just kind of be able to just hit creeps and harass like freely.
Right. I think if we have
there's an ogre and the range against 2 melees, so
I think if we have a more conventional lineup for these two, like the Undying, I think is, you know, you can have the Undying there, that's fine. I don't think Undying is good against Sniper, but I don't know if necessarily he's being picked for lane, right? I guess he is to a degree, because they probably want, you know, we were talking about the CK lineup, but either way, Hollywood going very brave. Hollywood actually snipes the bounty.
They're gonna kill DaBush.
12-year-old boy's gonna die top 2.
Okay, they're not gonna kill DaBush. Big save.
Big kill on 12-year-old boy.
Yep. They were trying too hard. They were trying too hard to organize how the kill on Pohoro happened as well, and they just put like 30 seconds more they didn't need. Pohoro just didn't dodge.
And it started with a super good save on DaBush, so
right. Report Holly. True.
Report Holly.
Already reported.
Yeah, definitely. But as I was saying, the CK, the offlane here is going to struggle. I think a more conventional pause 3, it's a win-win here, because I think a more conventional pause 3 in this game, if you take a pick out of like the Centaur, the Pit Lord collection, the, you know, just like maybe even a Slardar, just something more conventional than what we got going down here. I think both they have more of an ability to deal with the Sniper in the lane, and they have a lot more of an ability to carry some pressure into the mid game. CK, I feel like, is going to be hard pressure to do much in the mid game this time, unless he just does what happened last time and just win lane by like a country mile. feel like that's a harder objective for him this time. Unless Baladec team just kind of gives it to him.
I also want to say that this game as a Wind Ranger player is kind of hard. Like OD is kind of really annoying before you get a BKB. The slows for coming out from Ogre and Venom this game are like also really annoying. And,
Yeah, for
like,
Windrunner
Sniper's
most of the time, I feel like she's either windrunning or dying when lane phase is over. Like, there's no middle ground. There's not really going to be, you know, there's not really going to be the ability to just catch somebody, hit them, and then run away. I think you're just gonna need to really save that really well. Go attempt on.
Run at work, Arp. But
Easy, okay.
he gets away. Yeah.
I think the thing I stated. Oh,
Okay, he's not A-okay. Oh, the
very
stun!
brave jump.
Good stun by Baladec to delay that, but doesn't end up saving him.
Right.
They don't have any salves on here for this Ursa.
Interestingly enough, so far
They are the
Baladec
salve.
actually.
That's in Pohoro's sesh.
Baladec is actually completely eschewed as
There we
he
go.
so far. I don't think that's going to do him any favors. Like, I understand that the armor against Ursa isn't going to do him much good, but Ursa's unlikely to be able to just run you over 100 to 0 in any case with a Veno there. I definitely just, like I said, I think the original strategy, just ignore the dragons, the breathe fire, just go all in on E and W. It's really probably the better way to go about this one. Like, you kind of saw it there, like, without the ability to just quickly regen.
I think you still get like 2 points in it this game, and then you go like 2-1-2, probably.
I don't think you do. I just don't realistically see until
I think
like
you
lane
need,
phase
I
is
think you
super
need
late
levels in
kills.
it after like laning phase though. So like you'll be like level like 8 or so, 8 or 9, and you want to have a couple levels in it, so you can like force objectives because the Ursa's gonna want to jungle at that point.
Right.
Going Carp again. He's
Ooh,
dead.
go on Carp is success. Baladec was just out of position there.
Alright, DaBush off to a equally good start as the last game, perhaps.
Yeah, this is a very strong start. The DK here is just really unable to do much for his Veno besides watch him die. And I mentioned earlier, they're going to have to play this carefully, or they're just going to take a lot of spills that they want nothing to do with. So
Ooh,
far,
did he
this
get
is
away?
that.
That was actually a sick stun timing.
Yeah, that literally brought him to 1 HP for the stun. I don't think either one of them were expecting the soul ring play there. I think if one of them was, that was a super disaster, but it, you know, the element of surprise, very important one. Interestingly, at top, Blue Jay is actually not even thinking about Shrapnel right now, which is allowing CK to actually still farm this lane up, which is a little interesting. Still not really any ability for CK to do much about him at this juncture. But right now, CK is still getting a lot of last hits early on.
I think it's more that the sniper's just missing last hits. That he's getting so much out of it. I think he's not used to the sniper.
Oh, they're gonna drop the tomb. Another 12-year-old gets carved.
Again, without the shrapnel, Sniper can't do anything but watch. Very interesting, the skilling here. Another point in headshot, or okay, we do have the shrapnel coming out now. That is going to help both keep CK away and... Oh no, his courier has been consigned to
Mike's
dust.
consigned his courier to dust, yeah, with boots on it. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Vex is just gonna be a massive problem to the sniper in this lane now. He's literally cutting these waves and like just hounding Blue Jay. Like if Blue Jay steps 1 foot too far out of the tower range, he's probably gonna die.
No, I think he's probably got no obligation to do so. Also, Hollywood is still super low.
Like this, for instance.
Ooh, they
Not a
Hollywood now.
12-year-old.
They did lose sniper.
Yeah. Not a 12-year-old, I think, are just running straight up the wrong direction there. I think if not a 12-year-old is taking shots, if she's tanking there and Sniper is not the one running out, I think Sniper is fine. and probably gets the kill on Hollywood too. It's a bit of theory versus practice there, I suppose. You know, it doesn't matter, like I said before, it doesn't matter if the matchup's good, you still gotta play it right.
Alright, we have Javelin and 6 on Wind Ranger, and OD is almost got his Meteor Hammer. We'll probably see them both be really aggressive here. Or not, I guess. They're both just gonna hit creep.
Yeah, they're just chilling.
I would have expected Manoy to just like maybe play a little more aggressive and push the wave under tower.
Yeah, at this point, Manoy has taken a pretty big lead here in the last hit race. He's up 10. It's down
yeah,
low.
he's been farming the small camp. Well, Danny's just been farming the wave.
Right. Look at the net worth chart. This is a bit less distinct here. Bahaharo is in pretty bad danger, but the sheer presence of Ursa is by and large enough to stop it. No?
They might be able
Now
to
Ursa's
fight
the one in a
Ursa.
lot of trouble.
He has enrage. And he's just gonna kill the run over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baladec is actually
Oh,
fine.
one more right click and he ticks out, I think.
oh.
Oh, he's not close enough.
So he actually
Character's
soul
not
rang to do
inside
that
right
too.
Yeah, I think if he just keeps right clicking him, he'll tick out from the burn. Okay, Manoy's coming top now.
Ursa
He
gets
is
healed back up. That's
running
definitely,
in a natural world.
I would say, broadly speaking, that's probably a victory for DaBush there. You know, here's some math for you. Here's some pause 3 math. You ready? If the pause 3 kills a pause 5, and the pause 1 kills your pause 4, the pause 1 wins. Every time. Always.
Gonna kill Baladec again.
Dire's top tower
Unless-
is under attack.
Oh no, he's dead. Your phase boots. Oh,
He
no.
gave up!
Dire's
That's
Oh,
interesting.
fallen.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's
That was
a
like a couple
dive.
seconds.
Nobody is in position to do anything about it, and you know that too. Like, I think he dies before the TPs even come in.
Yep. It's top
He-
lane super one for Vex.
Yeah. I think, Sniper ultimately just did not play this one right, unfortunately for him. I think both the way he's skilled and the way he was kind of interacting with this lane, I think he had a very good opportunity, but unfortunately, opportunity, you know, opportunity does not mean just
Dire's
victory in
top
and of
tower
itself.
is under attack.
You gotta take the opportunity. You build a road, you travel the road. You don't build the road and then look at it, and I think he kind of
I
did the
think
latter.
the build might have actually been to put more points in your headshot if you didn't want to skill shrapnel, and then instead of the take aim. Because you're not, it's not like you're in the mid lane. where
Yeah, you're not going to be in danger anyway. At least you shouldn't be in danger anyway most of the time. You're going to be dependent
Yeah.
on your positioning, but you shouldn't be in danger anyway. I think a big Q build there, and it's going to stop CK from being able to do too much ever.
Okay, big fight up here.
Yeah,
Baladec
he's-
Baladec.
dead. Oh,
Baladec,
that is sad.
miserable.
That's like wasted all. Ooh, another
DD
big shot.
Windrunner.
Alright,
So
Wind
now,
Ranger's
rather than CK being a bootleg one, CK has actual bum money because Sniper just kind of gave a lot to him. So that's gonna really change the equation here. Rather than
Wait, start
CK,
bubbling.
rather than CK being like a from the behind type guy, CK is really now almost the real one on this team. You know, especially considering they got you know, Ursa, while his lane did go do well KD wise, he is lagging for farm, right? So
Dire's structures are
CK is going to be able to
fortified.
handle it for a very long time.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
There we
Goodbye,
go.
Windrunner.
Manoy with the meteor hammer.
Alright, good fight so far.
Yep,
For,
that's super.
Dire.
Goodbye, Hollywood.
That's a 3 for. Oh,
CK may have gone a bridge too far here, I think. They can't
they're
figure out
going
which
on
one
the
the real one
illusion.
is! That's
going on the
Oh,
illusion.
oh.
Nice.
They lost the tower, but they
Guys,
didn't lose OD, which
guys,
is probably
you-
alright.
These guys are such blind optimists, dude. Whichever one dies faster, that's the one we're going for. We're just gonna hope it's the real one. That's such a disaster if he goes down there, but they were just, ugh. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
I think it's alright. It's like unfortunate for Dire that they didn't get the CK as well. That would have been
Oh,
just
no,
like a
it's,
free game.
it was
They
still
lost the tower,
a
but-
win, but it wasn't
Yeah.
as. I don't know if it was a win the size of which they kind of needed. I think if they cleared there, then like everything that goes wrong in lane phase is off the board. Like if they get 4 there, but because they only got 3, they're still playing from behind. It's still big. It's still a big advantage for them, but they're still sort of on the back foot coming out of lane phase, I think. In particular, one thing that is definitely going to be the case, this lane did not go well enough for Dragon Knight to actually push anything. He's going to be unable to take objectives for quite a long time, especially with how well things went for CK in contrast. Because CK was allowed to get a pretty much free win top lane, I think it's going to be like... Baladec is never going to be safe like solo pushing anything, because at any point CK can basically just come in and solo him to death.
Well, I think the big thing was just that they picked this Venomancer to counter the Ursa in lane,
And it didn't
and
work,
they just
yeah.
and they didn't ever really use it to counter the Ursa.
They were too overeager about it. They were like, let's use the Venomancer to kill Ursa at level 3, and they took too many spills, let Ursa get too much of an advantage. Like I said, the lane off lane for Baladec this game was going to go better the longer they sat on it. Like if they,
Right.
you know, they could have even waited to 6 and been mostly okay. Considering, you know, Baladec was rightfully so. He was playing a lot for like denies. He's playing a lot for equilibrium, right? He was playing a lot for just make it as long for Ursa as possible. You know, so if the strategy is, rather than using Venomancer to try and get the like super early kills on Ursa, use Venomancer to stop Ursa from getting farm, beat him to 6 using your denies and equilibrium advantage, kite him whenever he tries to go in and stop you from doing so, right? That's really Venomancer's job. If you use Venomancer to kite early and then start going for the kills, I think you got a lot more like realistic ability to do that. But you gotta give it time. If you just try and start doing it early, it doesn't work, and it didn't work.
Right.
And as a result, Carp kind of feels lost in the shuffle this game. It's gonna be, he's definitely gonna have to find a new place in life. Quick, put a ward in. Oh wait, he doesn't have a ward. Never mind. This isn't good.
Well, his place in life is being carved up by Vex.
Ugh. That's very sad.
Ooh,
Surprised we
Vex is
didn't
gonna
get
get their shard like right at 15 minutes, and the supports are gonna feel really sad on. I think especially like this Veno is gonna feel
Yeah,
like,
at
very
this-
sad.
At this point, this isn't a pause for CK. This is a pause on CK having a good game. Like, you gotta treat it like that. You could almost, if anything, kind of write Ursa out of it. Ursa's just an insurance policy at this point. If this game goes like 50 minutes, you might see Ursa come on, but until then, CK's a pause one.
It's strange too, because this game the Ursa went diffuse, even though I felt like this could have been the game to go Battle Fury.
Right.
Maybe it's just 'cause
Looking to
it's
take that
CK.
early advantage, because they got
I think
such
they're gonna
an
walk
early
right into
advantage.
Roche on Ursa right now. Oh, never mind. Ursa can Roche whenever.
Let's take a look at the chart. So I want to see
Yep,
the
Ursa's going to
XP.
Roche.
Yeah, there's a cumulative 7 level advantage for the Manoy team right now. Even if the net worth isn't that big, like they are really pulling ahead for XP.
Super ahead,
It's
yeah.
gonna take some big like divey throws, I think, to get the Dire back in this game. They haven't taken any towers yet, so their map's like really closed off.
Right.
They're
Roche is
they're
gonna
about to
solo
lose
Rocher.
a T2 bottom.
Are scanning.
Winner's gonna commit to finish it. It looks like.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, and now they have Aegis. So they're like super.
This is literally everything good that could possibly have happened for this lineup.
Yeah, this is like worst case scenario. Oh, unless they get this. Oh, they don't even get the CK
Oh.
kill on Danny. Oh, CK might die here actually. Yeah.
They're just barely going down, so that's good.
Okay, so that's
Putting
not
a hole
a
in
disaster.
CK's major.
Oh, Carp's dead though.
Yep.
Well, the zombies
It's off
and the
his ult.
snakes are causing so
Right
much
prior.
problem.
Holy zombies.
Yeah.
Hohoro accidentally tries to capture the outpost for a second. Dragon Knight takes up the flank.
So
Dire's top
I
tower
think that
is
kind
under
of
attack.
just delays the inevitable right now for Dire, that fight, losing the CK or on the Radiant. Because CK's up now, but they don't have their like
Dire's
snake
top
spell to
tower
push.
is under attack.
Okay,
Oh, Vex. Ooh, the fog.
Danny wise to blink out there, I think.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower
That was
is under attack.
even if they got the kill on Undying, if they lost people there, that wasn't worth it.
I think Danny pretty much can't die now on this OD. He's like
Very
he's the
important.
only one
to
really. He's
existing.
like the only one with really like net worth and like kind of levels. And if he dies, it's pretty much like game over because he's the only one. I guess the Dragon Knight's level 10 now, but like Sniper's
Usually,
only level 9.
Usually
4K net worth.
at a time like this, I say, you know, one of the cores has a support net worth right now. Both of the other cores on Dire have a support net worth. Like, they're not appreciably doing better than Hollywood right now.
Yeah, they're 8K net worth behind right now or 7K net, which is barely under 8K net worth behind at like 18 minutes. So
And
it's
look
like
at the objectives. This
really
is a team.
bad.
This is a team with a Dragon Knight. It's 18 minutes. They have one T2 and have taken nothing. The T1 towers, 2 of them have half HP. That's the most objective they've gotten this game. They're actually just gonna straight up go for the T1 here. So there's that at least. It will take something for their trouble, but
Is under attack.
T1 for T2 trade is still not very good. They've even lost their outpost here, which is pretty bad early game. Like, losing your outpost this early really sucks. It's just gonna make this XP advantage even worse.
Now they're just gonna kind of play in the jungle where unfortunately nobody is, so.
They have a blink dagger now on DK, so they can jump people, but they're gonna have to be. Radiant's really gonna have to mess up, I think, right now to be able to like.
Yeah, the problem with
Lose
the
this game.
problem
They're,
with the
like,
DK
really
jump
odd.
anyway is that if you jump somebody around Undying, Undying can just slap HP back into them anyway.
I don't think they also don't have enough damage to just burst anyone. They're not like
Right.
OD's not gonna burst anyone right now. Sniper has like no farm. He does like no damage.
Yeah, even the
Ogre,
kill they got on
level.
CK earlier, like it came at so much hassle, they almost lost OD for it. It was so close, and that was just because Vex got cocky and was like way out front. Oh,
There's
speaking
the
of
left
cocky, goodbye Sniper.
Blink dagger on Wind Ranger. They're so far ahead. She opted just like not to get the BKB. She went bots. Blink dagger, very greedy, but it's gonna work out for them. I think this game. Just so far ahead.
Sort of the exact scenario there, the exact sort of scenario listed, where you know they get the jump on DK, but they just can't follow it up. Undying is there; he's just all they need, and Ursa just running over DK. Add that to the list of the long list of the DK counters, man. Like
I
that
wouldn't be
sucks so
surprised
much.
if we see a GG come out here pretty soon from Dire.
It's fucking very unplayable
Yeah.
for them.
It's like there's like I don't really see a clear way back into it for them other than the other team throwing and.
Sniper has to
I
get
don't know what's gonna
like
happen.
Sniper has to get like $1 million for 1 million kills. That's like it. It's the long and short of it. If Sniper does not start super balling super fast, there's nothing. If they
I
can't,
mean, he's buying blinks, so that kind of sets him back another like 5 to 10 minutes.
He
I
needs to
really
go,
don't
like,
understand it.
He needs to get like some MKB or
He didn't
yeah,
even
probably-
finish his Wraith Band, so he's not even gonna have the power up at 25.
I think honestly that might be better too. Just like buy 2 Wraith Bands right now, so you just get a little bit of something. Because
Right.
like he's not gonna finish another item probably before they do their next push, and he just doesn't have attack. He doesn't really have attack speed or damage, and he's just kind of feels
Right.
bad, man. Which is the problem with the sniper right now, because he needs so much on the hero. But OD got caught out.
Yep, and Chaos Knight done the wrong one. Doesn't actually matter because the rest of the team is a little too. No, it does matter. Never mind. Goodbye, goodbye, Danny. Oh, the blink dagger actually.
Very
Point
nice.
from Danny. Might get the kill on Hollywood here. He might take out. Yep,
Yep.
he does. Okay, Manoy's looking to hunt this somebody. He's gonna go for this. Oh, he wants to go so bad. Oh, here he comes.
But this time Danny's ready for it. So it just
Okay.
doesn't go anywhere.
US Danny kind of
Be in the team.
MVP right now, yeah.
He's pretty much got a 1v9, I think, right now to like have a chance because he's their only damage. He's their only like.
Your only
way to really
damage, he's their
kill.
only save,
Yeah,
he's their only
so they-
initiate.
Well,
He's
Venom
it.
does a lot of damage too, but his ult is like a really long cooldown. So over 2 minutes.
And Veno's only going to be even present in this game until the BKB start coming out. And he really still doesn't do that much to Ursa for Ursa times in range, right?
Yeah, it's like I like this Ursa's just like having the time of their life right now. Just be like DaBush is just like I'm gonna hit creeps and I'm not gonna get punished at all. I'm 6-0. I'm just waiting the next Roche. I'll get my free shard. My team's owning.
Ogre Magi is going to kind of wander out and die, and then get tipped by US. Oh, Danny! Danny, bro! No, no!
Here we
Come
go.
on! Baladec's going to complain to the admins now.
Danny Pepins.
I mean, in
honestly
fairness,
think-
there is literally no reason not a 12-year-old should have been there. It's just death, but like, come on, bro. At least let somebody else do the sarcastic tip.
The Dire needs to smoke so they can get their sniper to the other side of the map to farm. Because otherwise, they've got nowhere. They're hitting 3 waves like every minute. Or 30 minutes. Or 30 seconds, I mean. So, like, you're very sad. Okay. That was.
Oh,
Danny
okay,
missed time the
that's
Meteor Hammer. He was dropping that Meteor like CK had a Sanj.
Are we gonna
Didn't.
see the Ogre tip to Danny?
be funny, yeah.
Alright, Danny just walked out of position. So bad. Oh.
Now is the perfect time, Ogre Magi.
He got damage on Ursa, though. Ball back on
No,
Danny.
well, not really. He's still up at, this thing just about a quarter of his health. Vex is really more the one in danger here.
Yeah.
Danny's holding his ult.
Everyone else gonna kind of disengage from that.
Alright, so that's an OD buyback, but they held base and they it's just the OD buyback, which is okay, but
That's
if
the
OD
good
dies,
news.
it's over.
Bad news. Aegis is about to come off 10 seconds before Roche responds.
Sniper is top net worth now on the team, both like 2k vets and a blink dagger, so Sag. Okay,
They're
Ursa.
smoking out.
There's a Roche for Ursa.
Really hoping that somebody's in the triangle. Nobody's
This
there.
is a
Going out for a
this is a
vision, I would
des-
imagine.
this is a desperation kind of smoke right now. They really need
Yeah.
to get something.
No, they're just definitely smoking for vision, I think. They just came out, started planning. We're hoping maybe Ursa was there, but no. Don't think the hope for Ursa was
Ursa's in the
even,
Roshan pit.
even in the context of things more than just like a pipe dream. Like, yeah, we'll go for vision. Maybe Ursa will be there. That would be cool. That sort of situation.
Immortality.
Immortality. Ho 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 ho.
This is spring
Spirit
already.
of the first bear burns immortal in me.
The spirit of the first bear. Hup.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, Sniper accidentally stacks the camp trying to run away from Ursa.
Oh
Very
boy,
good.
jungle
That's efficiency.
creeps.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Here's his
attack.
going basher.
Radiant structures are
They're getting a
fortified.
T1 bottom again for
Yep, the second tower so far this game for them.
Ursa's up so much net worth on.
I could buy a house.
Oh,
Has fallen.
oh, call an ambulance, but not for me. Okay, this is his BKB.
Yep, that's
Oh.
BKB reveal.
Baladec's gonna have
Unfortunate.
Link.
Could be worse.
Okay,
Dire's middle tower is under
And
attack.
Regent comes out.
Nice.
and they're getting ratted.
Radiant
Yep.
are
Yeah, they are.
Well, it's hard to say ratted. It's like reverse rad, basically. Like
Ooh.
Oh,
all right.
Baladec is just gonna evaporate.
everybody was just very.
Horo, baiting.
Danny just canceled the TP. Danny canceled
God.
his TP. And
Yeah,
I mean,
he
he should have
did.
TP'd there anyway. Don't get me wrong. It was a bad TP, but Danny cancels TP as a result. T3's gonna go down. Baladec's gonna die again.
GG here. they're just gonna lose this whole set of racks, and if they lose another either sniper
CK
here or OD, this game's just
Killed the
over.
wards. Sniper let him out. He had the key.
Oh, sniper with
OD
Alright,
is
OD.
getting screwed, and it's
Oh
over.
my god. Yeah.
And Vex is
Sniper.
probably gonna die, but
Okay, sniper's still holding, but they're gonna have their blinks up in a second here.
Is under attack.
oh,
I don't think they can. I actually don't think they can go tier 4s.
Yeah, they
yeah,
definitely
they can't go T4. I don't think they necessarily need to.
I
though.
mean, Ursa could just go balls to the walls and go in though, because they do have blink daggers done like everyone else.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Really
think there's
was
any
good,
need to.
though.
I think he can just walk
Yeah.
away and be okay.
It's an undue risk.
They just countered this sniper by buying 4 blink daggers. So. Ooh, he's
Okay,
in.
or yeah,
Alright.
Warcorp just vanishes in a flash.
Alright, war criminal Manoy commits more crimes.
Give me my
There you go,
lemon
top deck.
slice.
Wind Ranger with the focus fire damage reduction. Very powerful.
Snake's
Oh,
sitting on the
Oh,
deep.
sniper showed himself. Wind Ranger could go in right now. Probably kill them all.
Again, I just don't really see a compelling reason they need to.
Well, they have Aegis though. They can be really aggressive.
Yeah,
or
they can. They
hyper-aggressive.
can be, but like, why risk it?
Oh my
That's
gosh,
a big
this is a
question.
DD.
Courier's about to get vision on it. Let's see if anybody else does. Nope, nobody
Somebody
cares.
somebody had to have noticed it. No?
By the way,
Okay,
CK is back. Goodbye again, DK. Manoy going in on the sniper. Sniper just immediately blinks the hell out of there, and then tips Manoy for some reason. I don't know. I think you blinking out is pretty much as good as you dying there. To be honest with you, like they're still gonna get a free set of racks here.
They
Yeah.
did get
Two.
BKB duration on the Wind Ranger, but I don't think it's gonna. It doesn't really matter. Ursa's just
Yeah.
in.
Ursa is just like,
Oh,
oh
he's
god,
dead
buddy,
on-
just want to use
he's
it
Dead.
now.
Oh,
He's
save.
He's gonna. If he can blink out on a sniper, he's gonna survive.
Yeah,
Oof.
he did
Nice.
blink. Perfect time.
Okay, you have Danny. Very good.
Yeah, so the good news, they did save sniper. The bad news is that they lost. Is they got another buyback and they lost a set of racks to do it.
Yeah, and
Oh,
they're just gonna
dang.
kind of play
Solo
around in their
kill.
base.
Didn't even get Aegis. Aegis still has another minute on it. Well, it has 45 seconds.
Oh no. Oh, they're gonna burn Aegis here.
That's actually bad. I think if you're sniper there, you just want to hit CK, wait for the Aegis to pop. Well, this is
Just
no
gonna
good for sniper.
front form these
That is
guys.
GG right there.
And that's
Yeah.
They thought it was a good go, but they forgot about the Wind Ranger and the Shaman that were coming up.
solo kill.
Dire's bottom tower is
Manoy the
under
war
attack.
criminal just keeps committing crimes. Someone just hex a creep. Did I just see the Shaman hex a
Baladec
creep?
calls it.
Yep, there's GG.
There's GG, and that's about
And
it.
he
You
just
Danny
destroyed
just
his
blew
items.
up his
Yeah.
items.
In classic
Yeah,
Danny
he did.
fashion, he destroyed his items.
He blew up his item.
Okay.
Alright. Nice. Tipping
In
his
fairness, I
teammate,
don't think he
destroying
started
his item.
doing that until the GG was out. But you know,
Right.
He didn't. He just started destroying on my watch. I was watching it. Yeah, that's a Danny move to destroy your items like that. But
all right. Where do I begin? Well, Danny does not want us to be looking at his inventory this game for starters. He's smart. He knows who's calling this match, and he doesn't want to lecture on what he bought this game.
don't
not
look at the net worth graph either for Danny's sake.
Danny, 1K net worth.
1K net worth.
Ouch. The Ogre Magi on not a 12-year-old, I don't think it really worked out here. I don't think it really suits not a 12-year-old boy's strengths as a player. It just is not a support that really works for her, I don't think. You kind of saw it with how she was kind of moving around the map, with how she played it in lane. It's just like, there are things that not a 12-year-old boy is good at as a support player, and Ogre Magi does not really speak to those things. And it's
I
a
think
weird
this was
thing.
This is another good example too of like the things this team's like strong at, like not a 12-year-old boy, is like the early like game, and they just didn't do very well, and they kind of just
Right.
got rolled after.
Right. I think theory and practice really the word of the day for Baladec's team for EDNH is theory and practice. I think there was theory. There was strong theory in what Baladec was doing. The ideas as far as like how to draft this game, how to run it. I think this is too far in the other direction. I think what's happening at this point, you can see it even just by the little badge on his own icon there, right? I think at this point, rather than because he's tired of us flaming his drafts on cast, Baladec is just going 100% straight like most ideal like pick sort of situation. He is not picking by any regard to the strengths of his players. He is just trying to pick a good comp. And that's better than a really bad comp, don't get me wrong. And let's just not sugarcoat it. EDNH has had some very bad comps in this series. Well, not in this series, in this season. But I think EDNH went too far the other direction and found the exact same issue. They went too far trying to make a comp or like you have like an ideal team, you have like a meta team, and it just well not necessarily a meta team, but you have just like the LD2L meta, let's call it that. They went to this LD2L meta sort of situation, trying to build around that rather than build a team that everybody's comfortable with, where everyone kind of gets their roles, knows their roles. And you can even see it on himself. Like, even in his own choice and his own execution, it feels like Baladec didn't really understand why he was Marth in the first game, didn't understand why he was DK in the second game, didn't really understand how to turn what was on paper a good draft into a reality, and I think that was the biggest issue. They kind of had a doctrine understanding issue here. Like, you know, it went as far back as to sort of how they laned. Like, snipers should have just been hogging the lane, should have just been shrapneling the wave over and over, which is something CK cannot deal with. Like, absolutely no way for CK to deal with that, right? Just as a melee hero, it's like, what are you going to do? Because he can't go past and get the sniper, he's just going to waddle away. And he can't just hit the wave, because you're just going to take half your HP every time you want to get a last hit. So, like, what do you do? The answer is nothing. But that's not the way he went. He wanted to... I don't know what he was going for, but to cut a long story short, he didn't really understand the strength of his hero in that particular lane. I don't think he understood the strength of his hero in the particular game, and you can see what happened there. The off lane, they were so impatient, they were like, we got a lineup that could kill Ursa given time. They decided, screw time, let's do it now, and they got exactly what was coming to them. US Danny, I think, took a game, because in game one, US Danny, let's just call a spade, was playing super greedy and getting home for it every time he did. This time, he was being a little bit more careful, and it worked out big time for him, but the problem is that I think he was the only person who really got the message. I think he's the only person who really understood what the dealio was. I do think there were some things that DaBush did that were like, you know, sort of a weakness and victory thing. I thought the Hollywood Undying really wasn't terribly impressive, and the way he builds is kind of weird. I thought that the like uphill pushes in game one, the way they were trying to siege, they definitely got cocky. They got complacent. You cannot get complacent when you have an advantage. I don't care what team you're playing against. It's not a good habit to get into. All right. What if you're over MK ulti, right? What if you got a net worth, you got an XP, you're doing better than MK ulti, and then you know you've got God like Matt to get through. You get cocky around Matt. You throw Lambert like an ultra kill. Then what situation are you in there, right? You can't do that. You can't do this funny fountain farm. You can't do this this whole set of nonsense. So the Manoy was so heavy. I think the ultimate finding is, I think game one they got very cocky. Game two it didn't really happen quite so much. I think there was a little bit of playing with their food, but it was too late to matter in that particular case. You know, after the racks were down, right? You know, if you want to play with your food, that's still a bad time to do it, but that's a way better time than when you haven't got ulti objectives. I still think the Manoy, even this late out, I still do think that the Manoy draft strategy does have something to leave desired. I thought there were weaknesses in both of the drafts. The upside is I thought they were both executed well, even if the drafts did have issues. And I think that's maybe a lesson for Baladec here. It's like the Manoy drafts both games did have issues. They weren't critical issues, and that's the big thing, because the Baladec drafts unfortunately often have critical issues. But the Manoy drafts have issues, but they are working to the strengths of the player, and when it comes to execution, I think everybody sort of knew what the job is, what to do, how to get it done. And I just don't think that's the case for the Baladec lineup. What's your thoughts on that, Princess?
Yeah, I'd agree. I think the Baladec team kind of suffered from like not having a clear idea what to do after they lost. Like I think they drafted in a way that they thought they were going to win lanes, and when they didn't win lanes, it kind of seemed like they were like chickens running around with their heads cut off. They like didn't
Yeah.
have a clear idea, and the Manoy team was just doing whatever they really wanted to. And I think that kind of like was like their downfall, because I think both games they had pretty good drafts. Maybe not the sniper per se, but I think for the most part they had pretty good drafts that were like.
I think the sniper would have been good
if
if
it,
it,
execute it.
I think the sniper would have been good with good execution. I definitely see where the idea is. Now, it has to be good execution, but I do think that there is a lot that can stand in the way of getting the sniper, if nothing else, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the first game was just like a lot of early like overextensions from the Epstein didn't nerf himself
Yeah.
team. I like Danny dying 3 times in a row. I think really hurt that team, and then
Yeah,
like
if that doesn't
it's just
happen, and it wasn't even just Danny. I mean, I know we're focusing Danny, but there were just a couple of moments
mm-hmm.
where it's like Baladec goes all in trying to get a kill on somebody, and then he just, for some reason, he just doesn't expect the teams behind them, and then he just gets clapped.
Yeah, and then like he also got
Blue
his blink
Jay.
dagger. I think he TP'd down there, but they had vision and they walked away. I think it would have been better to like TP with and then go with the smoke and try to get the kill. Like just
Right.
like little things that they got punished for that sometimes you don't get punished for, but this time it like they just didn't have any answer for it. And it
Yeah, they
just ended,
definitely played with a
they got
naive
armored.
optimism. Every time they saw something that looked like an advantage, I don't know if they really ran the risk. They were just like, we got to take it. And that was causing them trouble this game. Randy, any thoughts?
No, not particularly. I think I don't know. It happens. Maybe Baladec will try captaining again. It'll go better, hopefully.
Yeah, perhaps. Apparently his last attempt. Well, they're still week 7, so they still get another game, even though they are like completely
Well,
off the
yeah,
charts.
but
So,
it's what's the point of that
well,
game?
you might as well do something interesting. If we're in the Learn Dota 2
Can
league,
spoiler someone, I guess.
if you're in the Learn Dota 2 league, you might as well learn something in week 7. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in a situation like that, you might as well take that approach to it. If Co-op Circles didn't too well, that's the approach we're taking to it. So you know how it goes, right? So, if you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 on a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg to sign up today. It's probably too late to get into Season 13. I don't think any bracket teams are going to have it. Well, maybe one, but I don't think any of the bracket teams are going to have anybody missing, potentially. But, there's still plenty of space for stand-ins. We needed like 6 stand-ins today over various teams. There was so many that were needed, right? So, seriously, if you're waiting in the wings, you got time on Sundays, you're in the MMR range, I would check it out. Like, you're not gonna lose anything taking a look, right?
I think signups are gonna happen pretty soon though for the next season.
Yeah, relatively soon.
Relatively soon. I think because playoffs start soon and
2
then,
weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So signups should open
2 weeks
soonish.
And 2 weeks. Playoffs are a month, and usually we take about a month off. So how the schedule usually goes. So signups are not that far off. And oh, Princess, this is going to be our Do You Watch Our Casts test. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
So, Princess, before the game, you were talking about a sponsor that picked you up recently.
A sponsor that picked me up?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Oh. Yeah. This is brought to you by the BBC. My team
What?
is sponsored by the BBC.
We're not advertising that show. We can't do that. They ain't gonna let me on. I ain't gonna let them plug my
Hey, I
goddamn,
advertised Wizard
goddamn
show.
Yeah, the BBC is a bunch of punks. They're a bunch of geeks, alright? Last week, you didn't see it, but last week after the BBC wrapped up, I gave everybody who was on it a wedgie, and I stole their lunch money, alright?
Good thing I wasn't on it last
Yeah.
week.
They're a bunch of nerds. They're a bunch of goofballs, alright? And this just in, breaking news, DMX ain't cool anymore, man. You know who is cool is let me think. Who is cool? Verdi's pretty cool. Giuseppe Verdi's pretty cool. So go get yourself some goddamn culture, kids. Anyway, we'll see you around next time.